Sir, may I come in? Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, sir.
क्या नाम है आपका?
Sir, KAUSHIK Mishra.
कौशिक मिश्रा. तो कौशिक जी थोड़ा you will appear in interview in English or Hindi?
Sir, in English.
English. So please tell us something about yourself.
Sir, my name is KAUSHIK Mishra, and I have done my schooling from HL School, Korwa, till class 12th. After that, sir, I have done my graduation in Bachelor of Arts in the subjects Political Science, History, and English Literature. And thereafter, from Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, Awadh University. And thereafter, I have done my post-graduation from Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow, in MA History.
Okay.
And so my hobbies include singing Hindi songs, listening to podcasts, and writing Hindi poems based on my life experiences. And some of my poems include Yudh and Zindagi.
Now tell me this. Do you think life is a war?
Yes, sir, I feel so. Because at many instances, we have to fight mostly from the evils that we have within, and the things or the deficiencies that we face, we have to take a war with that to become a better person.
So it's only, you are saying, the internal war you go through, not with the others.
Sir, I feel wars are going on both internally and externally, but internal ones can help us in growing as a human being, which can help us in tackling the wars that are going outside.
Okay. So please cite one such poem which you have written about life. Life is like a yudh.
Sir, my first poem that I wrote after my train accident, its title is Zindagi. It goes like, जिंदगी का शुक्रिया करता हूँ दिल से आज मैं, जो दूसरा मौका दिया जीने का इस समाज में. अनुभवों ने हाथ थामे कुछ नया सिखला दिया, कभी आंसू कभी खुशी का हर एक रंग दिखा दिया. ये मुझे समझा दिया कि हूँ मैं क्या और कौन हूँ. ये मुझे समझा दिया कि हूँ मैं क्या और कौन हूँ. बस यही अब जान कर मैं मुस्कुराता मौन हूँ. मौन हूँ पर मृत नहीं, बाकी अभी भी जान है. मौन हूँ पर मृत नहीं, बाकी अभी भी जान है. बढ़ते जाने का ये जज्बा मेरा स्वाभिमान है. तुझसे यूं ही सीखना है जिंदगी मेरा साथ दे. तुझसे यूं ही सीखना है जिंदगी मेरा साथ दे. अब फर्क ना पड़ता है जो तू जीत दे या मात दे.
Very good. Good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And you have been a gender champion?
Yes, sir, at my university level.
Now tell me, you are from Uttar Pradesh.
Yes.
How's the status of women in Uttar Pradesh?
Sir, with time, the status of women has increased in Uttar Pradesh, be it their enrollment ratio, gross enrollment ratio in the primary schools, it has improved. And after that, sir, there are certain schemes that are going on, like Kanya Sumangala Yojana, that is run by the state government for their education and marriage in the long term. That has also given a positive impact. And after that, sir, there are schemes going on for destitute women and the widow women. Pension scheme is going on. So that has also helped women in Uttar Pradesh. So these are the three schemes.
Tell me, are laws, like, despite having a law, why is the dowry continues? This is another gender issue.
Yes, sir.
Why the dowry continues? And if you are selected as a bureaucrat, how much dowry you would like to take?
Sir, I feel dowry as an evil persists in the behavior and the societal norms. And as it has been found that laws can be imposed, but society takes time in transitioning or getting mature. So that is the issue because of which dowry persists still in India. And sir, as far as I am concerned, I will not take a single penny for that, because I do not feel that it is something that has to be done. And I see people as equal companions in any relationship. So in that way, I won't be taking anything.
But how much time the society needs? You know, when the Dowry Prohibition Act came?
Yes, sir, I guess it was in 1961. Or I'm not very sure, but I think...
So more than 50 years?
Yes, sir.
You're right. So how long should we wait?
Sir, as legal, if we talk about legality, it is being implemented. So there has been reduced number of cases of dowry, but So as behavioral change takes time, so we should also try to include, or we should also portray it with some role models so that people can get influenced. So I think, sir, it will take a little bit of more time for the general public to accept it as an evil.
So far it is not accepted as evil.
Yes, sir. To some extent, it has been. It is seen as the norm, and there is one lacuna also, sir. The act itself do not define gifts as dowry. It has allowed or given exemption to gifts, and nowadays the dowry is mostly taken in the form of gifts. So that should the amendment is also needed.
So what is the gift which you are saying? What is it called in the act?
Sir, I'll have to look into it. I'm not aware. I'll have to look into it.
Have you heard about Stridhan?
So Stridhan is different from gifts. Stridhan is something that the lady brings with herself. That is different from the gifts that I'm referring to here. Means if the parents are giving something to their daughter, that Stridhan is mostly, sir, in the form of jewelries and all. But I feel it is a bit different. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, please look into it.
Yes.
Because this is something term specifically used in the act.
Yes, sir.
Now, for the persons with disabilities, which are the laws in place in India?
So there is representation of yes, Rights of Person with Disability Act of 2016. Then there is Mental Health Act of 2017. And other rules related to it, statutory rules related to this act, are enforced.
Any other act?
Sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall at this point.
This is another act called Equal Opportunities.
Yes, sir, that is of 2002.
Certainly, it is not 2000. It is 1995 or something.
Okay, sir. I'll have to look into it, sir.
Yeah, that persons with disabilities will get equal opportunities.
Yes, sir.
So, how many kinds of disabilities have been covered in RPD 2016?
Sir, 21 kind of disabilities have been defined there.
Can you name 5 of those?
Yes, sir. So locomotor disability is there. Then hearing problem or hard hearing is there. Then vision related or blindness is there, partial and full blindness. Then sir, multiple disabilities is there. Then sir, intellectual disability is also there. So these 5 I can tell.
So if we are selected as a bureaucrat,
yes, sir,
or in any of the services, so what do you intend to do? What is the vision to do for persons with disabilities, which has not been done so far?
Sir, I will try to bring more representation of persons with disability, as I have experienced it myself, the discrimination part, knowingly or unknowingly, from the part of government. So I will ensure that no one is left behind. As with your due permission, I would like to share an incident which inspired me for this, if you allow.
Yeah, please.
So in 2022, I was selected, selected in Uttar Pradesh Public Service Commission, and I scored highest in the category and also in general category. But as there were issues in the government order, which by mistake forgot to mention my disability category in their government order, I was not allotted any service. So these kind of exclusion errors are there still in the governments, in the state governments. So I'll try to firstly I'll try to push this to bring this disability section in the concurrent list, and then to strengthen the office of Chief Disability Commissioner and the State Disability Commissioners.
So you didn't have any remedy against that?
So my matter is under sub judice under Allahabad High Court.
You are already in Allahabad High Court, because if there's something faux pas on the part of government, so definitely there has to be some remedy. Now, just tell me that, have you heard about Arab Springs?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
So this was a series of revolution in the Arab nations that started around 1970s, and it overthrew it mainly restored the pro-Islamic governments and reduced the power and reduced the soft power of Western nations in these countries.
You're saying 1970s. I think you might have heard in 21st century also.
Sir, I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, please look into it. By power of social media, the governments were thrown overnight, and it's in 21st century only.
Yes, sir.
What is national security?
So, national security includes our resilience towards any aggression from any of our neighbors, be it internal or external. And so, secondly, to prepare our defense forces to retaliate and to defend our frontiers, as well as to reduce any rebel or any internal aggressions, be it from Maoists or Naxalites. And so, thirdly, it ensures safety and security of the citizens of India.
Okay. So, do we have some body at the national level to deal with national security? Have you heard about National Security Council?
Yes, sir.
What is this?
So, National Security Council acts in consonance with the government to provide insights about or in major decision makings, be it use of nuclear power or in national policy framework for security. And it is headed by National Security Advisor.
Who's the National Security Advisor?
Sir Ajit Doval, sir.
Regarding the unemployment in India, what needs to be done that we tackle the unemployment problem in the youth?
Yes, sir. So, if we talk about the agriculture sector, starting with the agriculture sector, India is having diverse agroclimatic zones. So, it needs commercialization of agriculture. With the help of APIDA, we need to boost our exports, as well as we need to talk with other foreign nations to reduce their non-tariff and tariff barriers. So, if we talk about the industrial sector, MSME is a major industry that needs to be worked upon, as it has immense potential for employment generation. And so, thirdly, we need to work upon the logistics and the logistics sector as it increases our reduces our turnaround time and our global competitiveness. And so, in the service sector, we need to start with adopting the sunrise industries, and for that we need dedicated labs and dedicated institutions for AI and machine learning. So, these are the things that can be included for employment generation.
Should India go for population control?
Sir, I feel as the recent data by NHF National Housing Survey 5, it shows that most of the states have already are already behind this target of 2.1. So I don't feel that we need any such program at national level right now. We are already on the right track in population.
Yeah, Mr. Kaushik.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of Kaushik?
So it is another name of Rishi Vishwamitra.
Okay. And during which period Rishi Vishwamitra was there?
So from historical point of view, there is no specific date that can be told, but as mythology tells, it was around Rig Vedic period, because the first he contributed for Rig Veda in the Rig Veda. So it was in that period from 1500 BC to 1000 BC.
So that is the period of Rig Veda, that is 1500 BC to 1000 BC?
Yes, sir. Though there are debates among scholars, but this is the one that is normally called the Rig Vedic period from 1500 BC to 1000 BC.
So Rig Veda was part of Satyuga, is it?
So if we talk about yugas that comes in the Hindu religion, so there is no such direct connection that we can make from historiographic point of view. So we can say that it can be there, but I'm not very sure.
But how we have determined the age of Rig Veda to be 1500 BC to 1000 BC?
So based on the findings of Rig Vedic text as it mentioned, and the references that have been made in that, based on those, it has been estimated that it can be of that age.
Who has estimated?
Sir, I'm not very sure about it. I'll have to look into it.
Fine. You are a student of history, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is history?
So history is well documentation of chronological events that happened in the past, and that mentions different dimensions of the society or the contemporary society. So
Okay.
yes.
When does history start?
So though in modern era, history writing in India started during Kalhan, but references of Puranas and other Vedic texts can be found to extract history or historical point of view from them.
So generally, what is the period? I mean, which year or which century was it that the history started in India?
So if we consider Kalhan as our first historian, so it was around 11th century BC, 10th and 11th century BC. Sorry, AD. Sorry, beg your pardon. It was 10th or 11th century AD.
But then Indus Valley civilization is not part of history?
So that is part of our history, but that comes as a phase of proto-history because its language has not been deciphered yet.
And how about Vedic period?
Yes, so that is part of our history, but as it has not been documented in historiographic point of view from the modern standards, historians do not believe it as pure history, though use their context and their data and facts to extract history from them.
And how about Mahajanpadas?
So we have references of different texts like Arthashastra written by Kautilya, and other texts were also there. But if we talk about chronological history writing, it was missing in that. Though Arthashastra mentions that history is one of the subjects that the king should be aware about. So,
and how about Maurya period?
So if we talk about Mauryan period, Chanakya or Kautilya was there, and he only mentioned about this. And other than that, works of Megasthenes, that is Indica, that is also used as a historical source.
So all these are documented periods.
Yes, sir.
So why you are not considering them as part of history?
They were not documenting it from any ages or in a chronological manner. They were more of an account of that contemporary time, and they were also not continued later on by the upcoming scholars. So there are gaps in those historical documents. So it cannot be considered as a continuous history writing in India.
So continuous history and continual history and history. Is there any difference out of these?
So today, as we know history writing or historiography, we try to find a sequence of history. We try to draw a sequence. When we miss that in the ancient period in India, then we can consider it that it was missing. But if we talk about the sources, then we feel that history was always there in India in different forms, even if they do not even if they do not stand on the present modern context of history writing. So it was.
So you mean to say that if we even when we have numismatic evidences, epigraphical evidences, monumental evidences, or written evidences, it still won't be any history because there would be some break somewhere?
So I would say no one at that moment completely collected all those facts and data or the numismatic and archaeological evidences to draw a conclusion or to write it in a form of history as we are doing it today. We are analyzing different things and we are putting it at one place. So this is something that is missing in our.
What is the difference in periodicity of anthropology and history?
I beg your pardon, sir?
The periodicity,
yes,
in
sir.
the case of anthropology and history. Where does anthropology end and history starts?
So anthropology ends with the end of a prehistoric period, when the Paleolithic period ends. After that, and then even the Neolithic part starts coming in history. So, sir, I would say that anthropology mainly is considered with evolution of human into modern human beings as we know them today. So, in that way,
what will be the period you will assign to it?
So, for anthropology, I would assign the Paleolithic period mostly.
Generally, what year? I mean, how many BC?
Till 8000 BC, I would say. 10 to 8000 BC.
So 8000 till 8000 BC is anthropology, and yes. 1100 AD onwards is history. So what do we name that in between period, 8000 BC to 1100 AD?
So there is Mesolithic period also there. Then a Neolithic history is also there. So these two periods, and after that the Harappan age starts, and then the Rig Vedic one.
Yeah, because history starts at 1100 AD.
Yes, sir.
And anthropology ends at 8000 BC. So what is the period in between?
Sorry, sir, I'll have to.
Anyways, let's leave it. In the case of dowry, you discussed about dowry, but I find there's a dichotomy there. I mean, a girl wants to marry you.
Yes, sir.
You demand dowry. The girl refuses to pay you dowry, and then you refuse to marry. So how do you resolve this situation? This is what is happening in the society. That the boy's side, the groom's side, they ask for dowry. If the girl's side refuses, the marriage won't happen. If they pay, then we are supporting the dowry. So how do we resolve this situation? As a father of a girl, how will you resolve it if this situation is there? Will you pay the dowry or you will not pay the dowry?
So I feel if this kind of deadlock comes in, then it is better for both the families to not get into the relationship, as it.
But then your daughter will never get married.
So,
Because everybody is demanding dowry, it is an accepted social norm.
so it is not a universal truth in Indian society, because there are many families, even many families that I know in my near and dear ones, that didn't take up single penny in the form of dowry. So I can certainly say that there are families who are marrying their daughters or their son without following this norm.
There may be 1% or 5% of it.
Yes, sir.
But balance 95%, they will say that I will take dowry.
So, sir, I'll try to find that 1 and 5% or the 5% that we are.
So your
referring
choice
to.
gets limited to only 5%.
So if it comes to values,
But
then I will-
my issue was different.
Yes, sir.
My issue was that this kind of dichotomy exists. How to resolve it? What's the solution which, as an administrator, you can have for your district?
So firstly, I can become an example in myself by not doing it, and it will inspire the people who will follow my actions, or who will at least get to know about me.
You don't have to jump into the river to show that you know how to swim.
Yes, sir, but here we are having a sea in which everyone is going. If considering this fact, if everyone is doing wrong, then someone will have to stand, and someone will have to pay.
There is another aspect to it.
Yes.
Because the fathers generally say that I'll take dowry for my son because I've got a daughter to get married. If I don't take dowry, how will I pay for the dowry of my daughter? So even that example that I will not take the dowry does not help.
So had I been the father of a boy or a male child, even if is not a question, I will not take any dowry, and it will be my responsibility that he is my child. So marrying him is my responsibility and the responsibility of my boy or my son. So why to shift my responsibility on someone else? I will take complete responsibility of that I will marry my son by my own means, and will not take any dowry from anyone.
You think that love marriage should be increased because that will remove the instances of dowry? Because in the case of love marriage, there's no dowry. So should it be encouraged in the country?
So as we see in our society, love marriages are already on a rise, and it is a good part of it that dowry do not makes its part in that. And so in this way, I feel that if people are comfortable with their companions, and it is also legally right in India to have love marriages, so that is a good practice that can be taken up by the society.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.